Welcome back to Wiggly Wednesdays. In case this is your first time tuning in, I'm Azaria, this is Dragon, and together we're going to be reading stories, playing games, and singing songs. Before we can get started this week though, we have to find out what our theme of the week is. Let's check the magic chest for some clues. Ooh. Here's our clue this week. It's 2 pine cones. They're getting all tangled in the scarves. What could these pine cones mean? Let's check the box for another clue. Here we go. Here's our magic note. Let's see what it says. Ready? Our theme this week is the great outdoors. Woo! That's pretty cool. The great outdoors here have been a little rainy so far though, so we're going to sing a song about the rain, the sun, and different kinds of weather we go through. Okay everybody, grab your scarf. And let's get ready to sing a song. Alright, you can follow the movements after me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Rain on the grass, rain in the trees, rain on the roof, but not on me. Sun on the grass, sun in the trees, sun on the roof, but not on me. Snow on the grass, snow in the trees, snow on the roof, but not on me. One more. Leaves on the grass, leaves in the trees, leaves on the roof, but not on me. Woohoo! Good job, you guys! I think you guys are ready for a story. Alright, let's put our scarves away. And now we're going to read Carson Crosses Canada. So this book is about a little dog and his owner who take a trip across Canada, and we get to see all the amazing wilderness and different environments that our country has. So yeah, let's get started. So Carson Crosses Canada. Annie Magruder and her little dog Carson lived in the town of Tofino. Every day they walked beside the great Pacific Ocean. They loved the salt air, they loved their red house, and they loved their sweet life together. So Tofino's actually on the coast of British Columbia. So there's their little red house, and here's a little deer. Then one day, Annie got a letter. "Pack your suitcase," she told Carson. "My sister Elsie's sick, and she needs some cheering up." Carson didn't have a suitcase, but he got very excited when Squeaky Chicken went into the car. Annie packed camping gear and dog food. She filled a cooler with bologna sandwiches. Then she and Carson piled into the car and drove east. All morning they drove in the rattle-bang car. Carson scratched at the door. Were they there yet? "Oh no," said Annie, "it's a very long way. All the way across Canada. But there's a surprise when we get there. For you, Carson." Carson loves surprises. Squeaky Chicken had been a surprise. Every time Carson chewed, he got a brand new noise. Screek! Wee! Aye! There's their little car packed up with all their stuff. They're driving past the big, temperate rainforest. On they drove along the twisty roads, through mountains high as the sky. "The Rockies," said Annie. "If we were younger, we could climb them." "Rough," said Carson. "You're right," said Annie. "It would be rough." That night, she put up their tent in the woods. Carson watched out for bears. No bears came, but Carson was ready. Again. They rolled on down to the land of lumpy humps. "Hoodoo," said Annie. "This is dinosaur country." When Carson saw the giant bones, he got very excited. Was this his surprise? But before he could take a single bite, Annie dragged him away. "Settle down, boy," she said. Carson had never imagined a bone could get that big. So this is by Drumheller, which is in Alberta, and they have a huge museum with dinosaurs. Next day, the land flattened out. Grain grew in carpets, yellow, blue, gold. Oh my, said Annie when they stopped for lunch. Will you look at that sky? But Carson was looking at the ground. There were grasshoppers everywhere. It took most of his lunchtime to catch one, but he ate it for dessert. The next day was a scorcher. That's what Annie said. The sun beat hard on the highway. Carson drooped all over. When he saw the lake, he was so happy he tried to leap out the window. Annie held him back. Hang on, boy, she said. Soon they were both in Lake Winnipeg. Carson dog paddled to Annie and gave her a lick on the nose. For one cool blue moment, they were exactly the same size. So here's Carson and Annie in Lake Winnipeg, and it's a Canada flag. After that, there were days of rocks and trees. Carson thought that trees would never end. He barked and barked out the window. Where was his surprise? Annie gave him a pat. It's still a long way to Elsie's. That night, they listened to the loons. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh my, said Annie. Canada! Such a grand land to cross. So the loon is actually a kind of bird, and if you look on the $1 coin, there's a picture of a loon on it, and that's why we call it a loonie. So here's Annie and Carson looking out at the lake, and there's Squeaky Chicken. Can't forget about him. Do you guys know where this is? And then came a grand sight indeed. A wall of water thundering down a cliff. Carson yapped in amazement. He was used to water that stayed flat. He and Annie watched till they were soaked all over. Then Annie went out to buy a souvenir of Niagara Falls. Carson found a grassy spot and left a little souvenir of his own. Carson. He's leaving his little souvenir over here. Next came a lively old city where people called Carson a chien. That's dog in French, whispered Annie. They sat at a cafe and ordered a pie filled with pork. It was called tourtière. Carson didn't care what it was called, as long as it had meat. He ate that pie in 2 bites. Do you guys know where this is? It's on the other side of the country, and it's called Quebec. And still they kept on driving. Carson was half asleep when Annie let out a yell. Look, the Atlantic Ocean! It smelled like the ocean back home. He sat with Annie and watched the tide go out. It left a sea of mud as far as the eye could see. Oh no, cried Annie suddenly. Carson, don't you dare! But Carson couldn't help himself. He rolled all over the seabed. Best mud ever! Uh-oh, here's Carson getting super muddy. The next day they crossed to an island of red and green. Just like a postcard, said Annie. She stopped at a beach to buy lobster rolls. Carson ate his in 1 gulp. We're getting close, said Annie. I hope you'll like your surprise. But Carson knew what he'd really like. Annie's lobster roll. Here they are eating their lunch. It's a cool lighthouse in the back. We're almost there, said Annie as they left the island. In the campground that night, there was fiddle music, so friendly and fast, it made everyone dance. Annie clapped and jigged. Carson chased his tail. Tomorrow, whispered Annie as they snuggled into their tent. Here's them dancing. Can you guys do a little dance with them? The rattle-bang car drove onto a ferry, and at last they were finally there. A house stood waiting beside the ocean. It was red like the house back home. Out came a woman who looked like Annie. Her steps were slow, but her smile was as wide as the sea. Oh, my dear, cried Elsie, and she hugged Annie hard. I am so glad to see you. The hugging went on for a very long time. Carson let out a yip. Oh, said Annie, Do you want your surprise? Look, there he is! Carson stared. His surprise was a dog! A dog who looked so much like Carson. It was like looking into a mirror. "It's your brother," said Annie. "Digby, do you remember?" Carson barked with delight. This was even better than Squeaky Chicken. Carson hadn't seen his brother since they were pups. He couldn't believe how handsome Digby had grown. As they unpacked the Rattlebang car, Elsie smiled. She said seeing Annie and Carson was the best medicine in the world. In the days that followed, they walked together beside the great Atlantic Ocean. Annie and Elsie, Carson and Digby. They loved the salt air, they loved the red house, and they loved their sweet time together. It was grand. The end. So yeah, that is Carson Crosses Canada. And that's a really nice story that kind of illustrates how beautiful and big our country is and how much great outdoors we really have. So yeah, now that we've read our story, I think it's time to go on a field trip. Come on, let's go. Hey guys, I'm here with Maria at Dunvegan Gardens and she's going to show us around the flowers.
It's actually a good thing you're here, Azaria. You know what happened this morning? All of our garden gnomes ran away from us, and I think that we need some help finding them. Do you guys want to come along?
Let's go! Alright, we got all the gnomes! Thank you guys so much for helping. Thank you so much for having us, Maria.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming.
Let's go back to the library! Wow, it was so great seeing all the plants at Dunvegan Gardens. Don't forget to tune in next week where we're going to have another fun theme and go explore some new places. So in the meantime, keep reading, have fun, and I'll see you later. Bye!